from audience request, JJ has returned.
Yippee. He came all the way here, missed food, and just here for labour now.
Yeah, also got some forest green paint. The fence, and it looked amazing. Look at how lovely the pallet fence looks now. Hello everyone, welcome to Alfie's Agriculture, to a very special episode. It's 37? I don't know what episode it is, but we have a big fire going, a bonfire in fact, on Kian's plot. There he is.
Hello, Wagwan Shaggers.
And yeah, so we had a load of stuff to burn, as you guys know if you've been watching the recent videos. I chopped down the big hedge tree area above my compost bins, and that made loads of you know, foliage and branches and stuff to sorry, I'm dripping with sweat, it's so hot because of the bonfire. Yeah, and Kian's bush at the end of his plot as well, just behind his polytunnel. We have loads of foliage to burn. It's all gone basically. We've got a little bit left just over here, but it's been 20 minutes and it's basically all gone. And we've got our timber, which is a third of the size that it was, so it's going very quickly. We were expecting to be here all day because oh my god, they're moving the frame. Yeah, we expected to be here all day. You're allowed to have a fire between 9 AM and 8 PM, so we got here crack of 9 AM and started the fire because we expected it to take all day to burn all the wood, but it is going so quickly because it's just so hot. It's burning the wood so quick. But to be fair, we still got a lot to burn. Kian's got all of this scrap wood here that's all rotten and not useful, so we're burning all of that. And then I also want to, whilst the fire's going, re-chop this tree again because it's grown again and it's causing loads of foliage to fall into my guttering and block it. So I need to chop that down again. And I've also got a bunch of scrap rotten wood behind my shed that I need to sort out and go through and get rid of. And also I think my mother's been pruning some of her plants that need to be burnt as well. So we've got a lot to burn as the fire's going. So we're just going to take shifts, you know, one person watches the fire and supervises it whilst we you know, go through the rest of the stuff and get more fuel for the fire. Madison's also here today. She's over there, hard at work, you know, keeping the fire going. And she is planning to do some clearing of the wood chip. I'll show you. So I'll quickly just cut to the other day when we were here. We were doing some clearing where we were clearing the end area. So just clearing the end bit of the wood chip. So as you can see underneath there is actually ground sheet, which has never been revealed before properly. Just clearing away the wood chip and the weeds into that bulk bag just there, and also taking all these bushes and tree bits over to Kian's plot over here, because that's where we're having the bonfire this Saturday. So instead of having to do it on the day, I'm just starting a pile and separating it, so you got actual bits of wood here and then like brambles and stuff, and then in between I'll do like branches that are the medium thickness, just so we don't have to dig through it to get the right bits of wood whilst we're having the fire. So yeah, good progress. So yeah, you saw the flashback, and this is what it looks like now. So we were clearing the area, and this is the ground sheet underneath. There are quite a few holes in it, but that's okay. We're planning to get rid of this ground sheet anyway because this is non-permeable. So when it rains, it just puddles, which is not what we want. We want this sort of ground sheet with the green lines because that's partially permeable, so it allows the rain to drip through. So what we're doing is we're clearing all the wood chip, and I've actually been putting it in that bulk bag just there. So if any other allotment user wants to take it, I've put a message in the chat so they can have it. If not, I'll take it to the dump. But yeah, clearing all this wood chip, and then we're going to relay new ground sheet there so there's no weeds. As you guys know, this end area has always been an absolute nightmare for weeds. So yeah, finally sorting this area out. This is also what we're going to be doing today. Madison's been absolutely smashing this out, and we may be having some extra guests later on to help with that. So that's doing absolutely great. We've also got some forest green paint that's similar colour to that shed just there, similar colour to the corn house. We're going to paint the whole allotment pallet fence, maybe even the compost bins if we're lucky, and then also my shed as well, because my shed has been brown and fading for years. We're going to make it all match, make it look nice and this sort of colour of green, and I'm going to paint the shed as well. That's exciting.
Exciting stuff!
Kian may have some news coming up in the next few months, but we're going to keep that under wraps for now.
Yeah, could be some devastating news.
Could be devastating, could be Very sad.
Just devastated. Very
Yeah,
sad,
just very sad news. But we'll see.
Could be an end of an era, as they call it.
Oh, you're teasing too much now, Kian. You're teasing too much stuff. But there is big things coming. So definitely stay tuned for all of
I've
that.
lost my job and Alfie's hired me as the Alfie's agriculture camera.
Yeah.
I don't get paid anything.
Damn, the wood pile was disappeared in that short time that I've just been talking to you guys. I mean, that's how quickly this fire is going. It's absolutely crazy fast. So yeah, I need to get down to business and start chopping that tree above my shed to keep fuel on the fire. So yeah.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
You also got the lyric worth doing that stuff first, and then
Yeah, I mean, someone's going to need to be here to maintain the fire at all times.
they've got Maddie to be the fire guard.
So yeah, lots to do. So painting, shoveling, chopping, firing, then we're going to do some barbecuing. Yeah, so loads to do, but we're going to be here all day. So very, very productive day coming up today. Very productive day, and we've got some extra guests coming later on. So stay tuned. It's going to be a long one. So Kian's told me we're running out of stuff to burn very quickly. So this tree above my shed, I'm about to just move this door to the side and get in there, climb on all this wood, get in there and just start chopping it down and bringing it over. So yeah, I don't know if I've actually showed you guys this yet, but I bought a mini chainsaw, like a mini hand chainsaw. It was like, I don't know, 8-inch blade. Too big, in my opinion, way too big. It's more about personality, but yeah, a little mini chainsaw, which is very useful for chopping down trees like that, because you know the trunk isn't bigger than the blade, so it's absolutely fine cutting it. And yeah, that's what I used to chop down bits of the bush and chop it up in smaller pieces that were more manageable. It's working very well. Just works with the batteries that I use for all the power tools. So yeah, really nice. Getting on with that. So here we go. I've chopped the tree back behind the shed, and it is a lot clearer now. I can actually step in here. I've sorted through the wood as well. All the rotten bits we've burned, and it's all just the good bits that are left. And there's actually, you know, you can actually stand behind the shed, and you got like feather edge shiplap stuff there that I've just piled up on the side. And I've cut down the tree right down to the stump. I'm probably planning on actually making a pathway along here out of pallets like I've got on the other side of the shed, so then you can get around the shed and walk all the way along here to the other side of it where the water butt is. So I will need to mulch up that tree stump at some point and then flatten out the ground, because there's so much sharp glass in here. I don't want it to just be ground, because if you're wearing trainers, I'm wearing boots so I'm fine, but if you're wearing trainers you would actually just get sharp glass in your foot, and it's so dangerous. So I want to level out the ground and then just put some pallets down as a safety precaution along here, which it will be a little bit slippery because it's in the shade, so it won't dry off when it's been raining, but it's better than having a glass shard in your foot, in my opinion. So yeah, so that will be a future project, and I can move all that wood up onto the verge up there to store it, and we get a clear pathway behind the shed, which is good. We've also, as you can see, Kian's burning on the bonfire over there. He's clearing this area.
It's clear my eyes.
Clear your eyes, yeah. So it's been clearing where the IBC tank was. Obviously we've moved it to my plot now, but where it was, he's clearing out this area and burning the pallets on the fire, and just clearing back this bush area, just to clear that area there next to his compost bins, which is very nice, very good. You are sweating, my friend. Yeah. Very hot, isn't it?
Yeah.
So the next job, we've done the tree over the shed, so we can tick that off. All done, very nice. Fire still going, very nice. Maddie is supervising, whilst me and Kian are going to go up to the end of my plot and do this area. I'm going to do some raking. My mother is sorting out some stuff from her plot that she wants to burn as well. We're going to rake up the last of the little brambles and twigs from the tree up here, and then we'll put that in the wheelbarrow as well to burn. And then I'm going to go around with the shovels and spades to get all of the wood chip up off of the ground sheet. Get this done today. Whoa, yes. So we did a little bit more work on this area at the end. We've been shoveling, and also I've been pulling a lot of weeds along here to be ready for shoveling as well. So there's a little bit more to go on there, and I've also been taking some of the branches of compost that aren't really going to break down, and I've been taking them over to the fire. We've got a big pile of bushy stuff on the fire, which hasn't burnt yet because it's alive, so it's quite moist, and also the fire's gone down, so we're going to tend to that in a moment to get that burning again. We've just had a barbecue and had some burgers and sausages in rolls, which was absolutely lovely. But before we did that, off camera, we kind of locked in a little bit, and we got some progress, to say the least. behind my shed. As you can see, it is completely transformed back here. There's so much space behind my shed that we just, you know, didn't even know about, because, you know, it was just all covered in so much, you know, thick bristle bush. So we've still got this stump here and this stump here, but there's another 2.5 meters back from my shed that's absolutely, you know, wasted by that big bush. So I can move all of this wood up onto this bank here and then have an actual pathway around the back of my shed, which will be really nice to have, you know, 360 access around the shed, so I can make sure the guttering never gets blocked or anything like that. So that's really nice. And then obviously all of that bush has been piled on the fire, which we need to tend to now to get that burning. But Kian and Maddie are loving some glizzies at the minute. So we still have to do the wood chip area at the end. We've got a special guest coming very soon. Neither of those two know about it, but I'm going to go get him in a moment and bring him back, and they're not going to know what hit him. And then we'll do some painting later as well, which will be nice. So the fire is going well. It's now, what's the time now? 4:45, I think? Yeah, it's 4:45 p.m. The fire's going well. Addison is painting the pallet fence, nice forest green. It's not exactly the same colour as the corn house, but it's very close. But we're going to be repainting the corn house anyway. It is a nicer green, I do agree. It's a dark, it's called forest green, and it is a very lovely colour. And then we'll be repainting the corn house as well, so it all matches anyway. But yeah, smashing that out. Doing very well, well done. And our special guest has arrived from audience request. JJ has returned.
Yippee, I'm back in the same fields. I'm attached here by sole contract.
You came all the way here, missed food, and just here for labour now.
Yeah, you arrived after the barbecue.
Here's a burger or here's a sausage, just...
To be fair, I was going to save you one, but then Kim was like, are you going to have your other burger? And I was like, yeah, I was trying to save it for you. But then it would have looked sus if I was like, oh no. But yeah, we're smashing out JJ's corner, as we've called it, JJ's zone. He's back to it, and he's very proud that we've kept it weeded. Everyone's hard at work, it's doing very well. Smashing it all out, getting loads of progress done today. Look at him go, straight to it, no complaints. He's been on a 3-hour train journey to get here, and he's straight to it. Absolute unit.
The little pumpkin cart. Yeah, so thanks
There he
so
goes.
much for watching.
Recording his outro for his video. So it's now, what's the time, Kim? What's the time?
Time is... Show you. It's time.
17:29 or 19:29.
38.
So 7:30. We've now smothered the fire with wood chip, put it all out. It's not smoking or anything anymore, so that's all out. The barbecue's still going. We're trying to cook some kebab stick things, but it's not cooking very quickly, so they're going to take a while. Kian's packing up and heading off because he's got to go home. He's got a home time.
Got half an hour.
It's past his bedtime.
Yeah, my girlfriend told me to go home to bed.
Maddie's still painting the fence. We've gotten to the end of the first segment, and we've got the next segment past the archway. Whilst JJ is over here, locked in, getting rid of all the wood chip, smashing it out. Almost there, to be fair. There's only little scraps left. So that's really good stuff. This is why this zone is called JJ Zone.
Yeah.
Because he just locks in on this area.
You see, I don't know. Look at this.
Of course.
A lot of pallets have been painted.
Yeah, don't talk shit to the person with a paintbrush.
You'll be green soon.
Lots of progress are being had. My hair is so solid, I can't run my finger, like it's caught, just because of how much ash. My hair is so singed and caught up together, like, so it's all tangled because of the heat. It's just cooked it all together. But yeah, loads of progress today. Thank you to everyone who's come down to help. I know you're watching, so thank you very much. So I'm going to help Kian pack up some of this stuff over here on his plot before he heads off. Just so that once we are done, we don't have to be here for another half an hour packing up everything. We can just get up and go, nice and easy. So yeah, do that now, and then we'll get on with helping them once we've also packed up. Okay, it's now 8:15 and it's very dark, as you can see. Maddie and JJ are still working a little bit whilst I pack up, but we are about to leave and we will be finishing the painting another day, maybe tomorrow, maybe in a few days, we'll see. But we've painted all of this first section and part of the second section, and the end area is very nearly cleared of wood chip. Still a little bit to go, but very close to being done. And the fire is out, and the barbecue's almost out as well. I'm just finishing up the kebab sticks that have been taking about an hour to cook because it's so like it's embers on the barbecue. But yeah, lots of progress today, really progress, and we'll be finishing it off another day. But yeah, really well done to us. Go team! So here's the fire a few days later. Just come back to give you a little bit of a view of what it looks like in the daylight, because it was very dark at the time that we left. So yeah, we covered it over with some wood chip, and you know, it completely smothered out the fire immediately, so there was no chance of it spreading or anything like that. But I'll also just show you my plot. So behind my shed, I've chopped down the trees because they're growing over my shed and blocking up the guttering, which is currently disconnected on this side. It's connected on that side, but I'm sorting out a new solution to get the water into the IBC tank that we've got now. So yeah, anyway, behind the shed, as you can see, it's a lot clearer, and this big tree that was here is now gone, and all the bramble bushes that were stabbing us are also now gone, because Maddie actually did fall into the bramble bush a few days before this, and she cut her hands up pretty good. So that was a pretty big incentive for us to get rid of them spiky brambles that were in there, because they were a bit unsafe around this bit of wood as well, because when it's raining, or has been raining, this wood is quite slippery, so she did slip into the brambles, which was funny, but you know, also unsafe. So that's why we got rid of that, and then also the tree that was blocking up my guttering. So the plan is to actually put dig this trench back a little bit, not trench, but mound of dirt at the back. We're going to keep that there. We'll move all the pile of scrap, or not scrap wood, but spare wood, up onto this mound, so then you can access it at, you know, chest height, and then have you know, these Euro pallets, have a row of those going along behind the shed, so then you can actually access the shed 360 all around it, and also paint it. Because if I show you the paint in the daylight as well, we did come back and finish off the paint on the fence, and it looked amazing. Look at how lovely the pallet fence looks now. That lovely forest green. I think it looks amazing. What do you guys think? Obviously we still can do the compost bins, touch up the corn house, because that's obviously very faded and a slightly different colour of green, so we can make them match, but then also paint my shed, which is currently a very faded brown. But if we get it matching the pallet fence, that'll look absolutely spiffy in my opinion. So yeah, that's all good. And we could also touch up the paint on the polytunnel, the house as it is referred to sometimes. As for the pumpkins, a lot of them are dying out, as you can see. They've all gone down with the powdery mildew, which we've decided that we think is due to not enough water, because we've read a book and it said that it can be due to that. But they do have a few pumpkins growing, so there's one over there. There's also one hidden over there behind those leaves. I don't know if you can see it. We're hoping that they come to fruition, because we really want to do some pumpkin carving this October with the pumpkins we've grown. None of us actually like pumpkin, so we're not going to eat the pumpkins, especially now that they've got this disease. We don't know if that actually affects the you know, the safety of eating them, so we're not going to eat them anyway. But we are going to do a pumpkin carving contest, which we'll definitely either video or take some photos of to do a post for you guys, because I'm sure you'll be interested on what we carve with those. Obviously that's hoping that they do come to fruition though. In some slightly lighter news, the potatoes that me and Kian planted about a month ago have started sprouting and growing, so that's great news. We're going to have a late crop of potatoes this maybe October, maybe November, we'll see. And the potatoes that we planted much earlier in the year are also still growing absolutely fine. They're dying out, ready to be harvested when we need them. But we have so many potatoes at home from the allotment that we don't need to harvest them at this current moment. But then we get to the end of the plot where JJ came down and did some absolute masterwork, to say the least. I mean, this man loves this area of the plot and he has smashed it out. It is just mostly just ground sheet now, which is all torn up, but it was already like that. So, you know, don't blame JJ for that. It was like that underneath the wood chip. Obviously there's still a little bit here because it got pitch black. He couldn't finish it off, but he has smashed it out and I'm very proud of him. Thank you very much, JJ. It was a massive help. So guys, definitely comment #JJ in the comments, because he got a 3-hour train journey to get here, just to be here for an evening, and then the next morning got a 3-hour train journey back. So that's absolute dedication from the man. We love him for that, and this is why this zone is called JJ's Corner, or JJ's Zone. I don't know, it's not really a corner, so we can't really call it a corner, but I'm going to keep calling it JJ's Corner. Maybe if we make something out of here we can call it something else, but yeah, JJ's Zone is looking a lot better than it was. It's not looking great, I mean, don't get me wrong, this isn't an appealing look, you know, the ripped up ground sheet, but we will be relaying it with partially permeable ground sheet, so it won't be puddling, and we'll level out the ground beforehand as well, and obviously we'll paint up the inside of the fence, the compost bins, and make it all look absolutely spiffy. So yeah, there's Kian's area at the end of his plot as well that he was smashing out on the day of the fire and before that as well. It's a lot clearer than it was, and it's looking great. Excuse my hair, it's very windswept. The wind is blasting today. I'm not sure if you can hear it on the microphone, but there's a lot of wind today. So yeah, as you can see, it's blowing my hair all over the place. I'll go away from the wind, there we go. But yeah, I need a haircut, desperately. But yeah, thank you ever so much for watching. As always, if you want to support the channel, you can go to the Amazon wishlist in the description and get some goodies for the allotment, or alternatively, you can head to the merch store and get yourself some clothing, some apparel for your allotment. But as always, ciao ciao for now.